job people. And then I immediately wrote down, well, this is going to end up online.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
Duh. And then we are with Fiona and Imogen, and we're like about to begin the movie marathon. And of course, Fiona wants to have an Olivia Wilde marathon.
Which, fair.
Duh.
Listen, every single... this is maybe just me, but I'm taking the firm stance that every gay woman after seeing Olivia Wilde as a bisexual in both The OC and House, very on board for Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, I think that tracks.
She's extremely beautiful, like astonishingly beautiful, and also was bi in 2 consecutive things that were very popular.
Although, did you see like the trailer for that new movie she's going to be in with Oscar Isaac? It looks sappy as hell. Because it's like written by the guy who does This Is Us. And I was like, I love both of you, but I don't know about this movie, guys.
I haven't gone to see a movie in a long time. I still want to see
Neither
Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I want to see Incredibles 2. Yeah. I kind of want to see Hereditary, even though I'm not usually a scary movie person, but it looks like it's really good.
I would see any of these movies with you.
I don't know. I need to use my movie pass.
You do.
Basically the moral of the story. Anyway, then they have a tickle fight, and they start kissing, and then Drew comes in and ruins the mood.
And Drew and Fiona very clearly don't like each other.
Yeah, and then it's like roommate squabbling commences. Their storyline is I very much don't really care about it.
Me neither.
It's so low stakes, and I'm like, ugh, whatever.
Just clean the damn apartment.
Yeah.
Do what me and my roommate
Fiona,
do.
you're in the wrong the entire time.
Exactly. Just do what me and my roommate do, because I am often in the wrong as far as it's time to clean the apartment, asshole. Which is fucking set up a schedule.
Yeah. Or like set up a schedule or set up like, okay, well, you do the kitchen, I'll do the bathroom. This time, like assign like rooms to each other and then like switch off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, I think it's my turn to clean this weekend.
And then we're with Casey and his parents, and we're at Casey and his mom's house, and his parents are like immediately lovey-dovey.
Yeah. Also, we learned that Casey's dad was selling crack
at
the last restaurant he worked at.
Crack mention. Oh yeah, and oh wait, no, this is before he gets a job. Yeah, and they're like, he's like, I need to apply for a job. I think this is when he's like helping him put together the resume. Like, what did you do like last time? Oh, I worked at this restaurant, and then I don't know, I got fired though. And then his mom's like, yeah, because you were dealing crack under the table. And I was like, Jesus Christ,
just like real casual. Also, apparently he was the cook in the prison kitchen, and Casey's like, maybe we don't put a spotlight on that.
Yeah. And then,
also, isn't like literally anyone gonna be like, hey, what have you been doing for the past 10 years?
I think you have, when you apply for any job, you have to disclose that you have been in prison.
That's true.
Right?
And don't they get like tax benefits or something if they hire you?
Maybe.
I think that's a thing. You get a tax break.
I wonder if that's a thing in Canada. But I think I think that is a thing.
I know it's a thing here.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, Casey. You're so smart, blah blah blah." But then I was like, why do I feel like Casey's dad is a bad influence? Because he and his mom are way too chummy, way too fast. And I'm like, I don't trust you, Casey's dad.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't. Like, I like him with a question mark at the end.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, I know it's going to be bad. But also, yeah, they're right away lovey-dovey.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she was...
like, no time has passed.
She was obviously, like, very smitten. And he is, like I said, grifter charming.
Yeah.
I would be tricked by this man, I feel like.
He definitely, like, pulled her into a life of crime.
Yeah.
And then Maya wants... then we're in the hallway, and Maya's like, you should try out for chorus. And Cam was like, I don't have fucking time for that. I have hockey, and I don't need to do that.
Maya is so well-intentioned, but she is a pusher.
Yeah, she's very pushy. Also, we'll get to it later, but she's, like, not the best shoulder to cry on.
No. How about you just be happy?
Yeah, just be happy, okay? And then walks away.
Like, okay, dude.
All right. I mean, I know you're, like, 14, and you probably don't understand what depression is, but, like, still.
Come on, man.
And then his teammates come over and are like, oh, guess you were only sick for like 15 minutes. And then it's like, obviously the video of them singing karaoke ended up online somewhere. And he's like, oh no. And then we're with the quiz team. And then the quiz team teacher walks in. I'm like, oh, poor teacher.
He thought he
didn't stand a chance against Grifter, Casey's dad.
No way.
I truly do not remember.
Kevin.
Oh, yeah, because at the end of the last episode, his mom was like, we need to talk about Kevin.
Which is still insane.
Which I feel like that's the only reason why his name is Kevin.
It's gotta be, because that's insane. How was that cleared? Who was like, yeah, it's a great idea.
But then Casey gets like a text from his mom and is like, come home immediately, it's important, or like something like that, something really cryptic. And Casey's very distracted, and then is this when he leaves, or is that later?
That's later. He says Vancouver and runs.
Right. And then we're with Fiona, who then we come home and we're with Fiona, and Drew has cleaned literally half of the apartment. It's like he drew a line across the apartment. It's like, this is your side and this is my side. I cleaned half the apartment. Now you need to clean the other half, which is an extremely passive-aggressive way to do this, but it's also like, I don't know how else you can get it through to Fiona. And even this doesn't work. So.
Yeah.
And then she gets very mad and doesn't get it.
She's just like constantly in the wrong in this one.
Yeah.
I love Fiona, but I'm like, oh, girl.
She's like, why can't he just clean the whole apartment? And it's like, girl.
It is also your apartment.
Yeah.
And it's not like you don't, like, contribute to the mess.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, then we're on the hockey rink, and the team is making Cam, like, do suicides on the hockey. I don't know. He's, like, skating all over the place and getting really tired because he missed practice. And then he collapses, and I'm like, is he okay? What is happening? And they're like, all right, you've paid your dues.
Yeah, which, like, it is cruel, but also seems fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like doing laps.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what he just did.
Like, they did it for a long time, but also Dallas recognized that he was done.
Yeah.
Like, because the other guy was like, keep going, and Dallas is like, no, we're
I feel like
done.
Dallas is fairly well-intentioned, the whole... Like, I don't remember if Dallas is ever one of the guys who's like, fucking Cam, bleh, or if that's other people. But Cam is, like, a good captain, and I feel like he has good intentions for Cam, even though sometimes he can come across as, like, annoying.
Yeah. He is not always great, but that is also because he's like
a teenage boy.
16 or 17-year-old boy.
Yeah.
So I get that. I have never met a 16 or 17-year-old boy who wasn't at least a little terrible.
Yeah. And it doesn't get that much better the older they get.
That is a fair point.
But
are we the man-hatingest podcast?
2018. Our eyes are open.
You guys were in trouble. Politically.
I would love to move to Canada right now.
Oh, God. That'd be so great.
And then then Casey like rushes home and was like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And then his mom's like, it's great. Your dad got a job at a restaurant. And I was like, why do I feel like this is a lie? Which, not confirmed whether it is a lie or not, but I didn't really believe it. I was like, I bet he got in with a gang again or something and is just going to sell drugs again because he thinks it's easier.
Nah, I believed it because he was like, washing dishes. And I was like, yeah, you're not, that's like not a delusion of grandeur or like any sort of lie or washing dishes. He's like, it's a start.
And then they started like drinking alcohol and cheersing, and Casey is freaked out, and rightfully so. Because he's like, you guys are addicts. Why are you drinking alcohol? And he's like, it's just a little bit. It's okay. We can control ourselves. And I was like, oh my God.
And also, they say that they started before he got there.
Yeah, not great.
And Casey's mom like clearly looks ashamed, but also like buzzed. And I'm like, nah, this is not good for her. This is a very toxic relationship and situation, and it made me sad and stressed out.
And then we're with Dallas and Cam, and at this point I was kind of like, I feel like Dallas is being unintentionally like extremely emotionally manipulative, and is like, come on, like it or not, we're all you have. La,
yeah,
la, la.
it's not great.
Yeah.
And then, but he does like throw a water bottle at him and he's like, hydrate.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so Cam cuts his hand on the ice skate. Does he do it on purpose the first time?
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't either.
I don't know if he did it on purpose the first time.
I think it was by accident. Then he was like, oh.
Yeah. Like, I'm wondering if he was like stressed out. Was he like, because I feel like I missed something about how it happened. I don't even know if they showed it, but I'm wondering if he was like stressed out and like holding his like ice skate and then like realized he squeezed it and hurt himself or something like that.
These motherfuckers are sharp, man.
Yeah. But yeah, he cuts himself on his ice skate and he's bleeding and sketchy music is playing. And I'm like, wait, what's happening? And that's the end of part 1.
For a second, this is a very stupid thought, but for a second, because later on we see that he still has the bandage around his hand and you can see like the blood through it. I was like, is this a snake situation where he has cancer? Thank you.
That too.
Okay.
Especially, and also later when he's like on the ice rink and he's like super winded and it seems like too winded for someone who like plays hockey all the time.
Yeah. Who's 15 and in great shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, does he?
But maybe it's also, I don't know if this is a scientific fact, but does depression make you more lethargic too?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that affects your sports abilities.
But I don't know about like physically. Like I know that it like you're like tired and you don't want to do stuff. But like I don't know if it's gonna be like you run slower. Like
yeah, I know, but like
but that's like an interesting thought though. Maybe he's
just like maybe it's like behind the scenes he's not sleeping very well because he's
that's also true. Yeah,
he's like not he's not taking good care of himself because he's not in a good place mentally. So maybe he's like having a harder time playing sports. Maybe. I have no idea.
I don't either. Or alternately, they could just be trying to show that he was like working his ass off in that game.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
He's overcompensating. I don't know. Part 2 starts with Cam showing Maya like hockey film. And he's like, see, this is why I messed up. I need to change positions. I need to play right wing instead of left wing. I don't think I can convince the coach, but I think I can talk to Dallas about it. And he seems like re-energized.
Yeah.
But then we are with Casey.
He does go to Dallas before.
Yeah, and he goes to Dallas.
And Dallas agrees.
I have an idea. And then we're with Casey, and he's still...
oh, wait. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
How much happens in the scene?
Actually, quite a bit. So, because it, like, plants the seed for what he does later. Because when he goes to Dallas, Dallas is yelling at Becky Baker's brother, which is a fun alliteration, because he's, like, fucking around on the, like, hang thing.
Yeah.
So he's like, you're gonna fucking break your leg and not be able to work, like do it in the season. And Cam hears him.
The second floor of the school, like the railing, that's like, like the balcony-esque area. And he's like, don't play up there. You're like, you're gonna break something. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're with Casey, and he's still very worried about the drinking. And I think he's talking. He, like, talks to Jenna about it?
He's talking to Connor, and then Jenna, like, appears out of nowhere.
Like, your dad's out of jail or something.
Yeah, pretty much. She just, like, appears.
But I like how he and Jenna can still, like, talk.
Yeah, well,
because she's, like, the one who understands the most.
Yeah, she knows more than anybody else because, you know, they were the closest, and she literally lived with him.
And his mom.
Yeah.
And then we're with Fiona, who's literally making a ways to get back at Drew list. And Imogen is like, what are you doing?
Just fucking clean your house.
Yeah. And Fiona's
like, no.
And Fiona's like, boys are genetically more stubborn or something like that.
No, it was boys are genetically more slovenly.
Oh, okay.
So it's obviously his fault that it's dirty because she's perfect.
Of course, Fiona.
Like, fuck you, Fiona.
And then we're with the hockey team, and Luke Baker is not excited.
I forgot that was his name.
Because Cam gets to switch positions, and it's the position he has to switch with Luke, and Luke is like, "It's better not fuck it up," blah, 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 or something like that.
Guy.
Ugh, both of the Bakers are horrible, and I'm like, excuse me, why do we have to put shame on my name?
Becky Baker in the last episode,
she was slightly better.
But
then she was all weird and like, don't date my brother at the end.
Well, but also her brother sucks. No one should date that guy.
Oh, definitely not. Lots of Baker Irish twin FaceTime.
It's weird.